What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albritton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Welcome, everybody that's listening on the sound of my voice on the podcast side. If you're watching on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, hey, welcome tonight, man. It's another Thursday night, man. We got a lot to get into tonight. We have a special guest. I'll get to our special guest here in a little bit. Let me introduce the crew. Going from left to right on my screen, we got Dan, the hockey dude. Dan, what's really good tonight, bro? How are you, man? What's happening?
Doing good. Good to see everybody again. Welcome, Clint. Glad to have you. Let's get at it.
No doubt. Thank you. D-Dub, what's up?
What's up, fam? What's up, everybody? Hey, another Thursday night. Glad to be here, man.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. D.A., what's happening, brother? How are you today?
Man, we here. No complaints, man. No complaints.
Fresh off.
I'm trying to be, yeah.
And we got Dorian Jr. Dorian J. What's good, man? What's up, Junior? What's happening?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Appreciate that, man. Dorian Jr. has been helping us out not only on the video side, but also behind the scenes. We're doing some things, trying to grow this thing, man. Make it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
So we appreciate that. Last but not least, our special guest to the night, we have Clint Daly. He's of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and he's based out of Denver, Colorado. He's been doing it for 9 years. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll get some claps here. Introducing, Clint Daly. What's up, Clint? What's going on tonight, brother? How are you?
You know, it's that time of year now where Thursday means something. It's no longer just a long weekend with nothing to watch, nothing to do. It is a lovely time of year right now. It gets no better than right now.
If I could clear the sample, I would play "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year."
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, since we got Clint on, so we're going to talk about some NFL football. We're going to talk about some college. Let me just talk about a few things before we get to Clint. Dorian Jr. brought it to my attention about tennis this weekend. Dorian Jr., I'm giving it to you. What happened in tennis this weekend?
Oh, man, some championships. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Coco Gauff, but she actually won the U.S. Open, 19 years old.
I am. She's from Delray Beach down here in South Florida where I'm at.
See, that's news to me. I didn't know that piece.
Yeah.
But I watched the match with my wife, and it was unbelievable to watch. You know, her.
I watched it too. It was good.
Yeah, she beat the number one player in the world to win it. So it was actually really cool. 19 years old, the youngest female since Serena. And that was Serena did at 17, which that just sounds insane. And then you had Novak. Novak did his thing. You know, he another title, 24 for him as far as open titles. So I mean, he's the GOAT. Yeah. I don't think there's any debate. I don't think anybody's beating that guy when it comes to the GOAT debate.
Nah, he's definitely got a lot too. So the last 20 years or so, be about 20 years. So
yeah, there was a kid that he faced. It was funny. The kid wasn't even born when he won his first. And so that's absolutely insane. Like, could you imagine? Like, you're looking at a kid across from you, and you're like, man, I won my first, and you were just born. Like, it's insane. So for him to keep this longevity, it's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable what he's doing.
Gotcha, man. And trying to find we're trying to get a tennis person on here, man, so we can discuss those things, tennis, man. But yeah, I had the opportunity to watch the Coco Gauff match on Saturday, and like I said, she lost the first set, and then she came back roaring and ripping in the last two sets, and she did her thing, and she at the end she shouted out her detractors and pretty much said, hey, you didn't say I couldn't do it, and I wound up doing it anyway, man. So shout out to her, man. She did her thing, man. So Dorian Jr., I appreciate that on the tennis tip. We're gonna move right along to our guest, Clint Daly. Like I said, Clint is based out of Denver, Colorado. We're gonna talk a little bit about. Let's talk college football first. We're gonna talk college football before we jump into the NFL. So, Clint, I'm gonna give the floor to you. Your thoughts on what's going on in Boulder with Coach Deion Sanders, the Colorado Buffaloes. You told us before we jumped on, it's been a very long time. I think we talked about Eric Bieniemy, Joe Klatt when he was a quarterback. It's been a while since y'all been good up that way. Go ahead. The floor is yours, bro.
It has. It's been a long time. It's been 2 decades, really, and really more than that, because there were just some spots here and there where they'd at least be competitive.
Right.
The crazy thing about Colorado, because a lot of people think of Colorado, you think of Bill McCartney, you think of Eric Bieniemy, you think of those teams. Best college program in this state, and maybe still this year, is the Air Force Academy. I mean, how insane is it that a military academy is the best college football in this state? Years, 2+ decades, but it absolutely has been true. Deion Sanders has come in and he's changed that. He's got so much excitement going on up there. I don't know that they've. I would kind of doubt that they have. I don't think TCU is much. I don't think Nebraska is much. They're not going to have much. They do have a rivalry game this week. They're going to be hosting Colorado State. They don't have much talent, but it's going to be a rivalry. Then we're going to get in, because then we're going to find out Colorado after that.
Indeed, I agree.
Go ahead, D.
No, I agree totally. In sports, I always say you got to beat the team you're supposed to beat.
Yes.
Right. So TCU was rated higher than where they should have been.
Sure.
Based upon last year, Nebraska is a building team. I think they'll be good in 2 or 3 years. Because Rule is I'm not sure how great of a coach he is just yet, but he is rebuilding his team with freshmen. So 2-3 years they're going to be doing it his way, and either they're going to be good or they're going to stink. But it'll be his way. Now we get to that Oregon, USC, UCLA. Yeah, that's when things get dicey, right? So. At the skill positions, Deion has players as good as either one of those schools. Yep. But on those lines, offensive and defensive, and as far as having depth, he loses those badly against those schools. At least this year. Now, in the next few years, he may be able to get the big butts. So,
right, first 2 games. That defensive line for Colorado is getting pushed all over the place. People at the starting positions yet, at the defensive line. Nebraska quarterback had all day to throw. He just can't throw. And God help him, he can't hold on to the football. Otherwise, it might have been very, very different because he had time. The game with TCU, I understand the excitement, and I totally get it. I'm right on board with it. But you gave up 42 points. You're probably going to lose most of those games. Like DA said, offensive, that's where things are going to start getting real. Build in 3 months. They've been building for 3 years. They've got 3 years worth of depth that they're going, one's down, next guy up. Deion doesn't have that yet. What Deion has done is he's been highly intelligent with the way he's hired people.
I agree. And, and I'll shut up on this note that, he has great coaches, right? So he has pros at every spot. But and the kids I'll even give him starters. I think he has a C to B offensive line. Yeah. But the first time someone gets nicked and comes out, now you're dealing with an unknown that you don't want to have in front of your son being out there, right? Because after that, things get a little dicey.
Well, and as exciting as it is as exciting as it is even to watch a Travis Hunter, who we knew coming out. I know everybody's like, hey, he's the HBCU kid. No, he's not. He was the best recruit in the country. But as exciting as he is, 130 opportunities where you might not finish the game. And that would change things a lot. That, injuries, attrition is going to change. So, yeah, it's exciting. I'm on board for it. Cool, as long as it runs. But I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop in a lot of ways and just enjoying it while we can. I mean, I guess with Deion, you kind of got to enjoy it while you can, because I can't imagine he's going to stay up here anyway. So,
and go ahead, D.
So you got 5 years, and as far as the weird thing is that when you think about Hunter, next year will be his last year in college.
Sure it will.
Either way.
Yep.
Right. So, you got to get it next year and for his son. And, it's like, I guess, AAU basketball. Like, I'm waiting to see Deion's, how he does what he does when his son is not on the team anymore.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm waiting to see what that team is going to do when they actually face adversity, which they haven't yet.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's been in that we're kind of out front. We're smoking everybody. It's easy. What happens when you're down 2 touchdowns on the road and the whole crowd is screaming at you? It's going to have a different feel, and I know they're going to respond. I'm kind of fascinated to find out, but I have no idea how they're going to respond.
I think, too, Clint, like you alluded to from this last week with the with Nebraska, had their quarterback held on to the ball and not thrown to the other team, as we love to say on this show, man. It might have been, that might not beat them, but it could have been something a little bit more meaningful. Sure. and definitely to see them face adversity. I'm intrigued to see how they would definitely face that in that part of the game. You're right, and just to piggyback on what you said about Deion, who knows? Like you said, DA, I agree, but one never knows. Who knows where to win? I got a question for the panel. Let me just kick it to D-Dub. You think Deion he go coaches in the pros? Is that something?
I mean, he might, but I don't think so. He said he doesn't want to flirt with the pros because he says he would get just too aggravated with them because of, these pros are making gazillions of dollars, and it's, I mean, you could barely tell them anything now. So I think he would just be so frustrated with the next level, and according to his words, he said the same thing. So I don't think so. He might, but I don't know. After his son is gone, Travis Hunter, he'll stay around for him. What you say? He got one more year?
Travis does.
Yeah, Travis does. Yes, he has one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he does. I'm trying to think. I think 5 years. D said 5 years. I don't think he stayed around that long.
No, he's going. I think he'll give a class. I think he's the type of guy to let his class get through. Which is.
I don't know if he's going to classes though, man.
I mean, like
it's transfer portal life.
Yeah.
Man. What are we talking about? He's getting redshirt seniors, redshirt juniors. He's not looking at freshmen.
Yeah. But I think he'll give him 3-4 years.
I think you're right. Hit the ceiling. I mean, he hit the ceiling at the level below, so he hit this ceiling. He'll see what's next. That's what it feel like.
Yeah, I think
got the goal accomplished a little bit quicker originally. So if you get the goal done faster here, which is looking like he on the expedited course, but it's still early. It's only 2 weeks, so let's see how long it takes.
Definitely. Go ahead.
You got September 23rd and September 30th.
Yep.
And they may be even after that.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, that's Oregon, USC, back to back.
He'd be 3-2 then.
The strength of Deion is walking into a house, convincing a mom, convincing a kid, come play for me. You can't do that at the NFL. Like D-Dub said, that is NFL's game. He is where he should be right now, as far as he can walk into a house and wow you and be like, oh, I can't wait to go play for Coach Prime. The NFL, nobody cares. He's in a good spot. Is that Colorado?
Well, he's
probably not. But I think the college level is a perfect fit for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I remember an interview years ago when he was at the NFL Network, and he was dead serious. He's like, I want to be an NFL coach.
Yeah.
But he also did say that he knows that he has to take his steps to getting there. Like, he understands that it's a process to go from here. Like, everybody's not going to be Jeff Saturday. So.
Right. Well, and Kevin mentioned it before. That Deion did. He went and he got, Charles Kelly. He went and he got Sean Lewis so that he can do what he does. Now, we know Deion's got some ego, but you kind of got to put your ego. Kind of guys come in and say, hey, I'm going to run my stuff. Props to him for doing that.
Yep.
He brought in good. He's letting them coach, which is what he should do. It's going to be fascinating when we get to bigger dogs. They have played.
Hey, Clint, that's what we said. We said we had talked about this earlier. Deion is like, this is a Fortune 500 company. He's the man in charge, and he just brings in. He's brought in people, great minds, offense, defense, special teams to go ahead and do their thing, and he's allowed them. He's the face and he's the brand. So he goes out there, he smiles, good looking guy. He does his thing. He motivates. He makes people believe.
Do you believe?
Do you believe? I mean, listen.
And he'll take the heat when they lose.
And he'll take the heat when they lose. So I don't know. I don't know how long he stays around, but kudos. Hey, all I know is it must be a fun time in Boulder, Colorado. It's been a minute. You haven't, I got the Colorado Rockies on. I didn't even know you was from Denver, so
okay.
I got the hat on. So it's, I'm sure it's been a long time. Since what was the last time y'all won something? Denver Broncos. It's been a while.
Much. Yeah.
What are you talking about? When they won something, they just won.
They won something. The Nuggets just won the chip, man.
I covered the
it was
Rockies
last week. D.
Yeah.
Hey, you see, I'm a true sports fan. You
this.
forget.
Somebody
Hey, no.
This
You
needs
see
to be
that I'm
clipped.
a true sports fan, and then we forget real quick. So Denver Nuggets, y'all better do something.
Well, they did something.
They just won. I mean, what else did they go?
Yo, hey, what have you done for me lately, bro?
I'm enjoying it.
That was lately. The season didn't start
last
yet.
week.
Hey, that was yesterday, man. Come on, man.
Just at the store getting the championship.
These guys are already on the phone trying to figure out free agents, man. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. But anyway, yeah.
I'll get.
Let me.
You can see I tried to hide my Colorado Rock pennant there because I hate the Rockies. So we tried to hide it. I didn't hide it completely, forsake them completely, but yeah.
You hate the Rockies?
Are you a fan of their city uniform?
I hate the. I'm fine with the Rockies. I hate the ownership.
Gotcha.
And the fact that the Mumfords will not spend money. They just collect all that gate over and over and over and do nothing whatsoever.
Oh, you sound like me with the Dolans in Madison Square Garden with the Knicks. Yeah, okay, I truly understand your pain.
Yes, yeah. You got horrible owners and Greg do anything. Yes, poor Knicks fans. I can feel that.
Clint, hold on, Clint.
Yes.
This is what I'll be talking about, and you might be on the same page. These fans got to stop going to these games and stop supporting and force them to change. Agree? Yes.
I say the Rockies are historically horrible. They're still packing that park because everyone wants to go there. It's a beautiful park. Drink Mountain oysters and get high in the balcony. So why wouldn't you go? But you need to stop going. Take a summer or two off and just take a break and say, okay, I'm not going to do it.
Absolutely.
Fix the problem.
Yo, Clint, I love you.
Yo, man, we're right
here.
You're family, bro.
Right here.
It don't make no sense, man. It's so frustrating, man, because these guys just keep going to these games, man, and all these owners are collecting. We talk about this on the show constantly that they, Stop supporting him. Vote with your dollars. Be smarter as a fan. Stop supporting these guys because these guys don't care. Long as the lights is on, long as they don't care. Some of these owners don't care about championships and nothing like that. So, as long as they make it.
And you bring up really good points because how many franchises are out there? And I know, we're getting off topic or whatever, talking about, Rockies. How many sit here every year and we say, man, the Colts, they're like a quarterback away from being an owner away because that owner is an idiot and everybody acts like he's not, but he is. And for some reason, they bring in a quarterback and, that didn't work. And we bring in that didn't work. Hey, what's the common denominator? One idiot at the top. That's the common denominator. So get rid of ownership. He'd probably fix some things.
Dan, he sounds like you, bro, with the Pirates.
Oh, he warms my heart because we got the same type of idiot in Pittsburgh, and he can't go fast enough.
With a beautiful park, though.
Yeah, beautiful stadium.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was just like deja vu. I'm like, hold on.
But
are we talking about Bob Nutting or Colorado? It was what I was thinking.
Pick one.
But
Same.
as I always say, and it's just what it is. I asked these guys years ago. I said, "What is the job of an owner?" The guys said, "Win championships. Do that. Do this. Do that." No, it's to make a profit.
Yes, sir.
Your job is to make $1 more than you spend at minimum. So that's what they're there to do. So, as you guys said, it's really up to the fans to make that change. But the reality is that the owner's like, listen, it's packed in here. They're buying my beer. They're buying my hot dogs. They're doing whatever the heck it is they're doing. And they're getting high, like you said, upstairs.
They are.
And they're spending money.
Mile high.
We got just down lower, too.
Yes, we're all good. I'm not, why am I, what? Why am I got to go get a great player when they come to watch the crummy players?
The high players.
Exactly.
It's all about profits.
Yeah.
Why am I getting great players when I don't have to do that?
But look what Snyder did to Washington, and the fact that they couldn't get people to come to training camp at Washington. They love that team back there. They couldn't get people to come to training camp. Now they're packed back in there. They can figure out later about their team, but hey, they're just happy to have a new chance.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think everyone, like you guys say, I believe that the fans at some point in time do come around, but in that 20 years in between, boy, you can get rich.
Yep.
Let me ask Clint about what you thought about last week's college football, like some of the some of the, like the Alabama Texas. Let's go to that game real quick. What did you think about that game? Is Alabama done?
Well,
What's your thought? Texas on the rise.
But doesn't it kind of look? It just doesn't look as elite as they have. Like there's just, you always looked at him and said, "Man, I don't know. Will Anderson is special. He's different." These quarterbacks that have come to, I don't know. They're a little bit. Milroe didn't look horrible, but did he look elite? No. Quinn Ewers looked elite, which is kind of insane to me. Texas looked pretty good. And the thing about Texas, we knew Texas would get up for Bama. Like Texas should have beat Bama last year. What does Texas do when they see Kansas or Iowa State? I'm going to be actually kind of interested to
they
watch
lose that game.
See, that's what I'm worried about. Is this going to be different?
That's the Sark thing.
No,
Sark is not going to prepare them. He's not going to prepare them to be
it ain't just
consistent.
Sark's fault. Yet, they've been like that for years prior. It ain't just him. I mean,
Well,
he's terrible too. I mean, you knew I was against hiring him. Remember, I said that too. But
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I don't think Sarkisian's a bad coach, but I think you're right, Clint. And Ewers is a good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But the thing with Alabama is it's pretty simple. The playing field is a little bit more flat.
I was about to interject that. Yes.
Texas spends as much money as anybody else when it comes to players and football. they're going to spend as much as anyone else. And the one thing about Alabama that I see from a football thing is that, and this is how I believe that, Coach Saban's out of there soon, because he coached the DBs. And the DBs for the last few years have been the worst part of that team.
That's fair.
Since Minkah Fitzpatrick left, I think he was the last good one, great one. They got a few kids. Everybody can play. So everyone who's there can play. But what I'm saying is he used to take that kind of in his hands to do. And, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. So they're going to have running backs. They're going to have this. They're going to have that. They're going to have offensive linemen and defensive linemen for the next 10, 15 years. But they're just not as good at the skill positions as they used to be.
They never really been good at quarterback either, though. They've had guys, a couple in between, but
they just had 3 in a row. I'm trying to give them props for the.
They had 3 in a row with 3. Tua, Hurts, and who?
Tua, Hurts,
Bryce,
and what's the kid playing now?
Bryce Young.
The kid that's playing for New England is good, and the kid playing for
Matt Jones,
Charlotte.
Bryce Young.
Whoa,
I
Mike.
give you Bryce. I don't know about Matt.
Matt's gonna be all right. Believe me, he'll be fine.
Matt was just as good as those other guys that washed out. So what makes him different?
A coach in New England. That's all.
All right, we'll see. Bailey Zapp almost took his job last year. We'll see.
Yeah, Bailey Zappo.
Zappo. The guy who was winning.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's
named
against,
after
but it's against you quarterback guys and people that win games, man. Bailey was winning.
Yeah, I just, I don't think he's a super great quarterback, but they've been a lot better in quarterback for the last 10 years than they were the 10 years before that. So,
Gotcha. Let us move on since we have Clint on. We're going to also talk about the NFL. So since Clint is from the Denver era, we're going to talk a little Denver. Let's ride Broncos football.
Here we go.
Clint, what's your thoughts? Well, y'all lost to Las Vegas this past weekend. Go ahead. I'll let you have it, bro. What's your thoughts on that game and Denver Broncos football?
Those two teams looked really, really like the exact same team. And you can tell that Sean Payton is trying to fix Russ. Russell Wilson has PTSD. And he has been abused and he has been sacked so many times that he drops back to pass, and he had to kind of get him over that. Just calm down, calm down. You can tell Sean actually has worked on him with his footwork. His footwork looks completely different. He's making a read. He's setting his feet. That isn't what we had last year under Hackett. I don't know. We'll figure something out. And it didn't work well. He got sacked, I think, 55 times and got hit about 355 times. So it was bad. Different. It was bad. I genuinely felt bad for the guy with this team. Besides just that, and it's kind of the same situation. People looked at Denver and said, add a quarterback and mix in. And I'm sitting there going, no, you don't have a defensive line that puts pressure on the quarterback. The offensive line might be improved this year, but we're going to have to see on that, because I don't know. There were moments in that Raider game that they looked horrible. And then your playmaking wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick, they're not on the field right now. So you saw a game of Russ trying to dink and dunk his way through. He completed 28 passes or something for 200 yards. He can't go downfield, at least not yet. Now, Jeudy, they're saying, is supposed to be back this week. That could at least stretch the field a little bit. But Denver has a number of things that they have to fix. I know the story is Russ, but if you would just get some people back healthy, I think that would change a little bit. And the pass rush, Vance Joseph's going to have to get real creative, because it's not packages. You're going to have to get real creative to bring quarterback pressure. And if you want Garoppolo, how about a team that can't rush you or hit you? Yeah, perfect. That was a perfect start for him, because he didn't get hit very often.
Clint, you have actually cursed on the show when you said Jimmy Garoppolo, because the DA the DA is a San Francisco 49ers fan, and we tried to let DA know for the last few years that Jimmy was not as bad as he thought, and
Man, you are out your freaking mind, dude. Like I know he was exactly as bad as I thought he was, but that's a different story. You know, he was exactly that. So
he's a little fragile.
Point that I will make is that, you know, he's. I think the one thing that Denver has at least some back end guys in their secondary. So if you can't get a rush, at least you got some guys back there that can hold a little bit of water. But I think you're right. I think it'll take a year or two for Sean Payton too. I don't think it'll happen right away.
Yeah,
you know, but we just can't let Russell cook. We can't do that. That's not good for Russell.
Go ahead.
He's a different cat. Russ is a, and we talked about it a little bit before we started. But Russ is a different dude. He might. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a possibility because again and again and again and again. So there's a possibility there could be a touch of something going on there. I don't know exactly what it is. Or he's been very well trained and very well coached. I don't know which it is, but there's something going on there.
You put the dude on the spectrum just now.
A little bit, yeah.
Just so you know.
Let's ride. Yeah. Hey, it was Go Hawks. It was Go Hawks, and he had to relearn a new phrase. I'm just saying.
Yo, I never even thought about that until he just said this. Yo.
And no, it's funny, but it's Clint, the fact that hey, America, we up here diagnosing folks on here. Clint, thank you. You're right. I never even thought about it. Go ahead, D-Dub.
The fact that, you know, as he says this, I mean, could be. You know, you don't know. But, Russell is very different. Sometimes I think the whole politician thing when Sean Payton brought up, you know, he comes across not authentic. And, you know, I think he definitely rubs his teammates in Seattle the wrong way.
Oh, 100%.
So there's I'm talking facts on that. I mean, that's been well documented, you know, so I don't know. Hopefully he could get to playing correct and playing right. And then, you know, we'll see what, you know, if it takes up from there. But, you know, I don't know. I just don't, you know, it's just hard for me to understand how a quarterback just, you know, forgets how to play a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this before. Guys that just lose their mojo. And, you know, it's just not the same. So,
well,
you know.
And what started to make me think something was up there was when Nathaniel Hackett left those last two games. Russ had his two best games against Kansas City and against the Chargers. Not even close. Looked like a completely went, he didn't forget how to play. Physically, now mentally, I genuinely think he has PTSD. He's been beat up. He's been sacked with sacks he had even in Seattle. He got beat up a lot. So a number of times you will see him take that snap and just go, I didn't end this last week. And you can tell it is full-blown panic.
Yes.
But if you could protect him and you give him what Sean Payton now, he's kind of starting to look comfortable back there and sliding in the pocket instead of running for his life, which was very, very different on Sunday.
Well, that West Coast offense or something like it, short passes, you know, it gets him out of trouble because, he took a lot of sacks in Seattle, but he had to own some of them because he used to hold the ball way too long.
Sure.
So, you know, a lot of those he has to own. But, if you get rid of it quickly and, man, heck, the kid can play. You know, I believe. Yeah. You get a good running back with him, I think he can do a lot. He needs a tight end. But there's certain pieces that'll rock for him and he'll be fine with. But the biggest piece that you alluded to earlier was that you need the defense to keep him off the field.
Yeah.
So,
well, Russell has been sacked 484 times according to the.
Yeah, you know, but not all sacks are built the same. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
just you multiply that by 5.
Yeah, I asked David Carr
how many hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the hits are more. He probably took a lot of hits. But. They don't let him hit quarterbacks no more, so he's okay.
Now this week we get to play Washington, and I want to warn everyone on the panel: this will be the worst game of the week. Don't watch it; it's going to be awful. It's gonna.
It will be on my TV.
No, don't do it. It's going to be like 16-13, and it's not going to be as exciting as that score would indicate. It's going to be way more boring than that score would indicate. It's going to be ugly and tough to watch. I'm going to power through it. Don't get me wrong, because that's just what I have to do. But it's going to be an ugly, ugly game.
Okay.
I think Washington's going to win that one.
Well, 4:25 on CBS on Sunday. Commanders against the Broncos. We actually was going to go through a couple games and get a couple of predictions here in a second. Let me just start off from the Monday Night Football game. We didn't get a chance to talk about it because it's Thursday. Aaron Rodgers, he played for 4 plays. Somebody say 4 plays, and that was it. All she wrote. He sustained Achilles injury to his left leg, I believe. Yes, his left leg, and that was it. All the Jets' eggs were in that basket. And I'll just ask the panel real quick about their current quarter. Yes, it was what happened to the Jets was bad. What happened to Aaron Rodgers was bad. Do they go get another quarterback? I'll start. Me and D-Dub was talking. D-Dub, or do you ride with my man? Who you got? Go ahead, D-Dub.
Yeah, I'm riding with Zach Wilson, man. I mean, come on, dog. I mean, this guy's been your starter quarterback from last year. He's been underneath Aaron Rodgers. You got to instill in him some type of confidence that, hey, this is it for you, man. This is put in your hands. Like, you can't get a better shot than this. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of mind fuck him. Excuse my French, but you gotta kind of get him where you need him to get
Right.
to. So I mean, I've heard ridiculous stuff of Kaepernick. Go get somebody else. I mean, it's like, why? You got a young stud in your stable. Ride with that. I don't see why would you.
That's right.
Yeah, ride. Ride with that.
Go ahead, Mike.
I just want to hear Mike's. I really don't have anything else to say.
All right. Well, now I say you give him 5 games, right? Now, if we got a winning record and it look like we could go in the playoffs, then we keep pushing and we went out, But when a lot of people talking bad about this trade, I see the silver lining, right? Now, Aaron Rodgers is not going to play 70% of the games, so you get to keep your first round pick. So if within them 5 games it start looking bad, blow it up. You got a chance to draft all these quarterbacks coming out, and then go from there. Be optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, they was looking like Super Bowl contenders. Their defense is going to be elite anyway, but
right.
We know who Zach Wilson is, and Zach Wilson knows who Zach Wilson is. So if they could game manage and win them games, then keep trucking. But if not, don't even stress it. You can draft Shedeur Sanders late first round, middle first round, sit him for a year behind Rodgers, and we go from there.
Never thought about that. Dorian Jr., thoughts?
I say ride with him. Like Mike has a good point. Kind of see exactly what he does over the next 4 to 5 games. And I didn't even think about the Shedeur Sanders thing, or any quarterbacks coming out. But that's a clever way. That's a clever way to look at it. I'll hold you. That's a real clever way to look at it. But I think he'd be all right. I mean, he's been in the league 2-3 years now. He was behind Aaron Rodgers. He calls him Big Bro. And I don't know if that means anything, right? But in my mind, it could be a confidence boost for him. He did get that first win after the injury. I mean, I think those are things that can help him build his momentum. But honestly, his defense is going to save him for the most part. I mean, his defense is really good over there. So we'll see. I think you stick with him. But like I said, give it that 4 to 5 games.
Gotcha. Dan, your thoughts on Jets, Zach Wilson?
Well, I saw a little thing with RG3 that was speaking on this.
Yeah, I saw it too. Go ahead.
And like he said, like, yeah, you can bring a veteran quarterback in, whether it be like an RG3 or whoever, Kaepernick, whatever. The fact of the matter is this guy's got 2 seasons under his belt, knowing the system, and he's going to give you the best chance to win. So you got to ride with him, because really, I don't think anybody.
That's right.
You're going to bring anybody in there that's going to gel right away. You're going to take possibly 3-4 weeks to get any chemistry with the receivers and whatnot. I mean, it sucks that Rodgers got hurt, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
It's football. That's what happens.
They get their O-line together.
That's another thing.
Can't win like that.
So there was a lot of talk and chatter this week. I'm going to get Clint's opinion on this too, about the whole thing with the turf and whether that field turf needs to be out of here, and they need to. I'll say this. So now, like I said, I'm down in South Florida. So you have the whole Miami and Messi, and he's here, and they didn't play a game in Charlotte because they have field turf in Charlotte.
Messi said, hell no.
And Messi said, nope, we'll transpose the game. The game will be played down in Fort Lauderdale. And that's what it was. Clint, what's your thoughts about this whole Aaron Rodgers thing and the field turf? Let me get your thoughts on that, sir.
Well, I'm actually going to have a guy come on, an athletic doctor that has dealt with turf injuries. I'm going to have him on the dose here in a couple of weeks, and I want to kind of get his thoughts on physically what it does. But we're obviously seeing more and more injuries. It's just kind of funny because, for years, I could maybe us here on the panel are old enough to remember, Old Vet Stadium and those old with carpet, that thick going on top of it. And we saw the injuries and what it did. This seemed like a step up. Like you talk about, Messi didn't want to play on it. That's not a coincidence. He's like, I'm not going out there and blowing my knee out on that stuff. So there's definitely something to it. Here's my concern. No, New York, that stadium has something going every single night. So would you rather play on the turf or would you rather play on dirt? Because that's what it's going to be. And I guess dirt. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. At our playing days, playing on dirt wasn't that fun, but we still did it because we sure didn't have those kind of turf fields. Now, as far as the Aaron Rodgers, for one, I did hear that the Jets have taken out some sort of a restraining order on Colin Kaepernick. But enough about that. The one thing that if you go from Zach Wilson now, this is literally your girl saying, hey, I'm going to see who else is at prom. Okay, well, Aaron Rodgers, I
think Clint's internet.
In the Matrix.
Hey, he can't come.
Good.
Clint, you're kind of in the Matrix. There you go. Can you hear us? I think.
Yeah, I think he's in and out.
I have to refresh.
Saying with Zach Wilson, you just got to worry about the mothers.
Oh yeah.
I heard about that. Yes, Zach Wilson with the
Allegedly.
They just got
Clint, you're back. Can you? We can see and hear you now.
Sorry. I must be breaking up. We got some storms rolling through Denver right now, so
okay.
I might be getting some thunderstorm interference going on here. I don't know.
Got you. You might have to give us just a little bit of what you said because you kept going in and out, and then you became the Matrix. So.
Well, can you? Oh, if you go to Zach Wilson, ever go back to him again, or is it over?
Nope.
Because it's a wrap.
Yes, it's a wrap because you've already stood him up once to go get Aaron. Understandable. It's Aaron Rodgers. Now it's over.
But that's his fault.
Oh, 100%. If he doesn't perform, it is his fault. But if he doesn't perform and you go to someone else, it's done. You might as well cut him because he can't go back to it.
Yep. You might as well cut him, and you might as well sit everybody else down and say you're going to tank. That's what you might as well do.
Go get my son Mike White back. Go get Mike White.
Well, no, Mike is down in.
Mike got a job.
Yeah,
Mike got a job. He backing up Tua.
They go get Mike for a little third or second round,
Mike
pick.
said he's
fourth
Don't
good.
round.
they?
Nope.
Backing up
said-
to him.
Mike went back
Don't you
home.
have
He
the-
went back home.
Right.
Go ahead.
Don't you have the defense in the running game though to
They got
kind of
100%.
make us look good?
Yeah.
They will.
Well, what year is this? Are they going to actually do that?
They're going to
Robert-
have to.
If Robert Saleh want to keep his job, he's gonna have to figure out how to
Might
coach.
have to.
And
You got old ass Dalvin Cook out there hogging the carries.
well,
getting
I
2
mean,
yards a
you
carry.
got
He'll be
Brees
fine.
out there. Brees and him can hold it down.
They got to bring Brees, but you got to ease Brees in. And it's like, I don't know. Look who's calling the plays, though. Look who's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that is a.
Well,
It was
okay,
like-
stop. Was he?
The man who believed in him got his Achilles wrapped up right now. That's why he got that job. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are they gonna do? Like I said, I mean, if they do what we saying do, quick throws, run the ball, control the clock, yeah. But we know what year it is. And then Mr. Zach Wilson, I don't feel like I let my defense down. Remember that? So like,
yeah, well, he's learned.
The kid is
I
young.
hope.
You have to hope that he learned from that. That was stupid.
That was
We hope. We know that was dumb. Everybody on this panel know that was dumb. You know what he said, but hopefully, I mean, you gotta let him live. I mean, this is his time. All I can say is you've been handed the keys. Yo, this is if
Don't crash the vehicle.
Yeah.
this is it. This is don't crash the vehicle time.
Don't drive the car into the wall.
Oh man.
So you know,
quarterback issues all up and down New York.
So Clint, so let me give you a little historical context to what Mike Mills was saying. So myself and D-Dub, we're both Giants fans, and it wasn't a very good weekend. So
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
nope. Would not. Not no.
And y'all told me that boy was good.
Boy, you good at
They
something.
did
Game football.
say that before the game. I remember on the
Y'all
podcast.
boys told me that boy was.
They said
he
Jones
did that
got
for
it.
2 years.
Yeah, he was good at something.
Fellas,
It
it's
just
one
ain't football.
game. It's one game.
it's one game.
This
We're
is
Frying
gonna-
eggs,
My
scrambling eggs,
man,
maybe.
my man, Aaron
Tying
Rodgers
your
said,
shoes,
relax,
Boy out there looking like
relax,
Tua.
guys, relax.
putting
It's okay.
putting shoulder pads on. He's good at that.
That boy Daniel Jones got a headache.
Oh,
That
yeah,
boy need
boy.
to sit this weekend.
He said, "Boy,
Look, and then the Jets got to play the Cowboys with that bad O-line. Oh, Lord.
we covered the
It's
Giants and
shut-
Dallas game on 4th and Short on Monday. So we're going to go ahead.
oh yeah, because he didn't want to talk about that 40-0.
No, we talked about it. There's nothing to talk
Oh,
about.
no
The
more.
Giants-
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna burn the tape. It's-
Yeah.
it's-
I got him, DA. I got him.
Ain't nothing else to say, huh? About
Yeah,
that
you
day.
know.
we're gonna burn the tape, and that's it,
Giants,
brother.
Giants, you know what? Let's go. All right, since y'all doing that, Giants go to Arizona. Since we go on that, I think the Giants will absolutely get their mojo back.
Win.
They'll win that game because Arizona's trying to take
Absolutely.
for my man out in whatchamacallit.
KFC.
They have no interest of winning anything this year. So
Yeah, don't go out there and lose though.
We won't.
we won't.
You know what?
This is-
Nah, they're not the Browns. That would be some Brown shit. Nah, they're not gonna do that.
Clint, let me
Honestly-
get Clint's Clint, your thoughts on the Giants on what happened on Sunday night. Just a little bit.
everything bad that could have happened happened. A lot of bad voodoo, lot of bad. I mean,
Mojo.
you figure what was the score before the Cowboys offense actually scored?
It's like
14.
Yeah,
like
no, I thought it was
16,
16 nothing.
17
I think they had like 16.
16-0.
yeah. Well, the question on the Cowboys is, can Dak make the plays when he has to make the plays? Well, he doesn't have to if you do those things. So you didn't challenge them in that
Facts.
regard.
Correct.
So
And-
yeah, that
Facts.
was ugly. Third night, I'm gonna say it was a fluky
Fugly.
night.
It was
Let's
fugly.
start. Yes, it was. But I don't know because that
Ugly.
offensive
Yeah,
line
see,
is not very good, and he doesn't have very good people to throw to. The wide receivers are not great either. There's some concerns there for sure.
Yeah, I listen, and being all totally transparent and objective as I can. I absolutely do try to be objective. Yes, I thought the Giants addressed the offensive line issues last year. Daniel Jones was standing up more than he was on this past Sunday night. like you said, we don't have a lot of great receivers working on that. I just thought, and Saquon, he didn't play all that well. And before you know it, the game was out of hand, and there she goes. And like D-Dub said, you burn the tapes, you play. I think a inferior team. Like I said, Arizona they have no interest of trying to win this year. They're trying to tank. They don't like their quarterback that they signed for all that money, and now they're trying to get a new toy because this guy, he's playing Call of Duty or whatever. So that's my thoughts on the Giants and what they'll do. Let me go to the next game. Clint, if you want to hang around and get some of these predictions, you're more than welcome. We appreciate you.
We got nothing but time here.
Okay, my man. I appreciate you, man. Let's go on to the next game on the schedule. We got that. Let's talk about tonight's game. Minnesota against Philadelphia. Minnesota, it's that game is just starting. I'm picking Philadelphia. Mike Mills did say something earlier in the show about Philadelphia not playing well. I get that they didn't, but I don't think New England is trash either. And I think Philadelphia should get this game tonight. And D-Dub, you picked Philadelphia. Why?
No,
I'll give it to you.
I picked Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And Philadelphia's up 3-0 now, and they just fumbled and they got the ball back. Yeah, I picked Minnesota because I think Minnesota's not as. I think they still a good team.
Philly got the ball back.
Yeah, they got it back. They got it back.
Game's over. You turn that off.
Oh no, it's only 3-0, dog.
No. You could turn the game off.
Oh God, here we go.
Kirk Cousins playing tonight.
Yes,
Captain Kirk. Yep.
All right.
You guys are so hard on Kirk, man.
I'm not hard on Kirk.
I understand.
I'm honest about Kirk.
He's hard on you. He's hard on your eyes. Kirk hard on me.
8-9 every year. 8-9 every year.
Hey,
8-9.
Kirk hard on me.
Did he just lose to Baker Mayfield?
Wow,
man, you guys are a tough crowd, man. You peanut gallery guys are something else,
Honest
man.
crowd. We're talking about the Ravens. The Birds look bad too.
Well, to be honest with you, the whole league look bad. And
That's
no, we ain't gonna do that.
And the Niners, except the Cowboys and the
Niners look good. But okay, cool. It's still early again, but the league overall to me didn't look great.
Well, week one is so these guys don't play. They don't play in the preseason. And so week one,
that's
how many times do we watch and we just go?
It's basically preseason game one, their first regular season game.
Yeah,
but the reality is it's been that way since we was kids. So
you think so? I feel like it's worse.
Yeah, I think it's worse. Yeah,
it's worse.
Y'all was kids. It was real position battles.
But now like the reality.
I agree, Mike.
And then by the time I started watching
1980,
football, it was like
I think since
we got a position battle here. We got one.
Yeah,
there,
but
these guys don't play, DA.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Since they went to the 17 game season.
Yeah, first off, they ain't supposed to with all those damn games. That's one. But part two, back in the days, same thing. The vets that had their spots, they didn't play in game 3 or 4 either. They played one rep in game 3 and definitely didn't play in game 4 if he was a starter. It goes back to the Giants. Like, you can go back to the 86 Giants and you go to the 4th game of Parcells wasn't playing you those games. Because by the time the 3rd game comes, you know who your team is. And you're not trying to get those guys hurt in the game. Like, you're just not. So, it's not that they don't play. It's just, it's more out in your face that guys aren't playing or dudes the same. But that's always been part of this, right? Because it's not needed at all.
Well, that's to my point. That's to the point. You just said. Now they play 1, 2, 1 preseason 1, 2, and 3. 4th.
But they don't play whole games. They never play whole games.
Okay,
even when we was kids.
But these guys don't play at all.
That's on the
Remember
coaches.
A couple years ago, they used to treat game 3 like dress rehearsal.
They don't play at all, and they get a week off,
Game 3, you get a half.
and they get a whole week off.
But like I said, man, it's you think about the reason that happens is because of injuries, man, and coaches are trying to not get their dudes hurt. Dude, it's listen, if you gotta stud, you're not trying to lose them in preseason.
Well, you lose them in week 1. I mean, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is at least you lose them in week 1. I mean, that's kind of what it is.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I mean, we're so because we're afraid that they're gonna get hurt. We're gonna get hurt. We're gonna get hurt, man. This is the game. This is football,
man. Like I said, man, I am one that does not believe any of those games are needed. That's part one. Because in college, you play your game 1 without any preseason at all.
No, their preseason is week 1 when they play.
Well, but not every school has that. Facts. So you're just talking about your big schools, right? But if you're going to Norfolk State and you playing Hampton your first week, that's a real game for you. Like it's not, you don't go to Fairleigh Dickinson and then for your first game you play Central Piedmont. Like that's not what happens. You're playing another school in your division in your conference.
Yeah, let me get Dan in here. Dan, go ahead. You had something.
No, I was just gonna say, these guys don't play at all and don't really get any reps. So when they do get into this first game, there's no continuity, no chemistry. And, to DA's point, well, you don't want to get anybody hurt. So you play them in the first game of the regular season and they make it 4 plays.
Now, I don't, I know people say that, man. And I got you, Dan. I'm not totally disagreeing with you, but ACL, that was a freak injury, man. It didn't have anything to do with him playing, him not playing. His foot got caught in that turf. He was trying to turn and he popped his Achilles. It's just like, Odell was running the crossing route in the Super Bowl, nobody around him. Popped his Achilles. That's the way it happens on that turf. And it's been happening on that turf forever, but it grabs your feet. It actually will grab your foot. And I don't know why, but it will.
I blame that badass O-line.
Well, it could be that too. But, dude came off the edge blitz, and I don't know what else you could have done with it. But, yeah, I understand where you guys are coming from as far as the preseason. I'm just, from me watching football and me playing it, I just know that the reality is at the end of the day, a lot of those injuries just are going to happen anyway, right? So you try to.
Well, we talking about a lot of soft tissue injuries, man. We know.
Yeah, but you
Dobbins went down. Who grabbed him? The turf grabbed him?
Nobody. Too? Yeah, nobody. That's what happens. There's nothing you can do other than stretch or not stretch. When it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I think it has more to do. I think it's more to do with the amount of muscle guys have and how big guys are. Things like that have more to do with, you pop things when you're tight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is. So,
well, listen, there's 7 of us here tonight, and where's the NFL doing to figure this out? Because, they
already said what it is. They're just not going to do it. They already said what it is. Either you're going to have grass or you're going to be susceptible to this.
Yeah.
That's
all.
all.
Just had Roger Goodell on ESPN talking about it.
Go ahead, Julian. Go ahead. What did he say? Go ahead.
I just said they just had Roger Goodell on ESPN talking with Stephen A. about the turf and grass. That was the first topic because the Players Association is trying to get rid of turf everywhere. So,
but they were trying to get rid of AstroTurf.
No, I'm just saying it's. I guess it's more prevalent now, and they're putting
the conversation
mainstream.
What did Goodell go up there and say?
What did he say? I mean, the same stuff. Hey,
we got grass, turf, we got turf, we got grass. Go Cowboys.
Exactly.
I forgot who it was. Go ahead, I'm sorry, son.
No, you good. Go ahead.
But someone said today that there is a stadium that actually rolls out natural grass. That they go from turf to natural grass. And I don't know which stadium it is. I think
Let me add. I know there's a couple of stadiums. I know where the Cardinals play at.
Vegas.
And that was it. Yeah, that was it. They actually rolled out grass.
Yeah, Vegas has that too, where it goes out in the parking lot or whatever.
Yeah. So let me just wrap up this talk about grass and stuff. And Clint was alluding to MetLife Stadium. Clint, a couple of us, we grew up in the New York metropolitan area, and yeah, MetLife Stadium is busy. It's busy all the time, and you're right. Even in Charlotte, I lived in Charlotte for a little bit. David Tepper, the new owner, he's like, hey, I'm trying to get my bang for my buck for Bank of America Stadium. I'm going to put field turf in there. And so he's got MLS there, and there's concerts and there's stuff going on there at Bank of America Stadium every weekend. And it's just what it is. They're trying to get the almighty dollar, because we just said earlier in the show, right? No, the bottom line is they trying to get the bottom line and get the money. So they'll do it by any means necessary, and we'll see how strong the National Football League Players Association really is. I don't think they're really that strong, because I think the strongest union in sports is MLB union. But that's another story for another day. But
well, they said that today, man. And they just finished their collective bargaining like a year or two ago. So it's a wrap.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on to another game I mentioned. The Baltimore, since Mike's is talking, he left. I don't know what Mike left for screen. Baltimore faces Cincinnati. We got a division matchup of the AFC North. I'll give this to Dan. Dan, your thoughts on Baltimore and Cincinnati, real quick. Who you think is going to come on top? Joe Burrows. He got the money. He got the bag the couple days before, and he did not look good against the Browns. Thoughts?
None of those quarterbacks that got the bag played well. But yeah, this is a tough one, man. Like, is Burrow going to get out of his funk? Wake up. Lamar didn't play great either. Where are they playing this game? Is it Baltimore?
The game is in Cincinnati. That's their home opener.
I think it's Cincy.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Cincy just because it's a home game, and Dobbins, he did get hurt, but he was playing on grass.
Right.
That was a home game, but I think Burrow and the boys might wake up this time, because like Higgins, Chase, Mixon, and him had no production whatsoever.
No, I think Mike Mills, since you're the Ravens fan, since we're being honest.
Oh, if we be honest, we look terrible, but we was playing in Texas, so we could look terrible. So
right down to competition.
I mean, it's facts. I mean, we woke up in the second half and we just did what we wanted instead of trying to figure out the timing and the playbook and all that. Because when you're in a new offense, it takes time. But like Dan said, ain't no way that Burrow and them boys not gonna produce 2 weeks in a row, especially because our secondary is injured and in shambles. So they're gonna beat us. It's gonna be close, but they're gonna win.
Gotcha. Let me move on to another game here. The Green Bay Packers face the Atlanta Falcons. That game's in Atlanta on Fox Sports, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Both teams got their win. The Jordan Love make people forget about Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. I don't think so, man. But he played well enough, and they beat the Bears. The Green Bay just owns the Bears. I was looking for him to do like Aaron Rodgers and hold the belt, and because Chicago does not beat Green Bay. I'll give this to DA. DA, your thoughts on that game, Atlanta and Green Bay?
I actually think Atlanta's probably going to win this game out of the blue. I think Green Bay is a better team by far. As far as positions on the field, I think Green Bay has a better team, better quarterback and all. But Atlanta had a good game plan. They looked to be well coached. They have receivers. They got a monster at tight end. The defense is better than what most people think. But you know what? I'm gonna turn that around. I think Green Bay goes in there and win. So Jordan Love played okay, man. He played good. He didn't throw the ball to the other team.
I thought that was
played in control.
Real comfortable.
Yeah, he played in control. He's been in that offense a few years, and they do have a better team.
I agree.
Like, they have a good offensive line, good defensive line, good linebackers, good secondary. They should win the game. They should. So I will go with them winning the game.
All right,
and that's my kiss of death right there. So
let me go to this other game here. Kansas City, the world champions, the Super Bowl champs, they go down to Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County, as they say in Duval County, Florida. They face the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 o'clock. I'm going to ask Clint his thoughts of his division foe, division rivals. I think Jacksonville is going to beat them, and and Kansas City will be 0-2. Clint, what's your thoughts?
Oh, I don't think I believe it, but I'm cheering for you to be right. Kansas so unlike themselves in that first game. I agree. The drop passes and Darius looking so bad, but just the penalty takes and the unforced errors. Forget the the errors forced. It didn't look like missing Kelsey. That's just so huge. I would expect Kansas City to bounce back, but hey, Jacksonville's no joke. That's a good, talented young team with a really, really good coach. I guess I was back on track. I can't see Patrick Mahomes losing another team, probably not quite as good as he is. But I think this could be closer than like years past. We look at this guy. This is easy. No, it's not easy.
No.
By the way, brief question for the panel, because I don't know if you watched, the show with all the quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes. He's got everything he wants. Who amongst us would trade places with that man to live with that shrew of a wife and that horrible brother? Nobody. Everybody's like, no, I'm good. Never mind. I'll stay with the hand God gave me.
That's crazy. Because me and my wife watched that, and she couldn't stand that girl's voice. Oh,
see?
My God,
imagine hearing that every day, all day.
Oh my
no
God.
Way. I'll stay here. I'm not trading with him.
I got a question. What's with that lineman lining up in the slot? They get away with that all year?
Oh, no. The dude, the tackle?
He was in the slot like a receiver. Yeah. I thought he was going to go catch a pass.
That's the NFL.
Yeah, that's super coach Andy Reid there.
Yeah. They ain't call that thing once. Good.
Yeah, definitely. Let me get the D-Dub. Your thoughts on this game real quick.
Yeah, I would love. I'm with Clint. I would love to think that the Jaguars will pull it off, and they can. They got a nice young team, but even with Kansas City losing that game to Detroit, they still should have won the game. They still had a chance to win the game. Darius Toney, yes, he dropped some balls. I don't see that happening again. I think.
Pause.
Yeah. I think that Kansas City goes in and gets the win. They'll pick up the W.
Gotcha. Let me move on to the other game. DA, the Niners. They go down to Hollywood, face the LA Rams at 4:05 and SoFi Stadium. Your thoughts on this game? Honest opinion.
Rams are not looking bad. You always gotta be scared of what's the boy's name there in the middle, number 99. Always have to be scared of that guy, but we seem to take care of that most games. Like he doesn't wreck things for us. I think we have a better team, and I just think the better team wins most times in the NFL. So yeah, the Niners are a better team, and we should win this game.
Gotcha. Dorian Jr., your thoughts on the Niners against the LA Rams?
He knows the right answer.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I kind of agree with.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, bro.
Man, come on, please, man. Come on now. But no, I mean, I definitely agree though.
Right.
Just because, like I said, the skill positions are just stronger with San Francisco. I like the defense. The defense, I think, is, I don't want to say necessarily fully stronger, but I think they are, I would just say, more seasoned. And Aaron Donald can't do it by himself, man. He can't do it by himself. I know their defense is strong, but we got to talk about their offense. Can they score against San Francisco's defense?
Cooper Kupp's not playing, man.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to, they can't. I don't know if they're going to be able to do the things that they normally would be able to do because they don't have all their weapons. So
He ain't played last week neither.
Yeah, well, you know.
So
Mm.
let me
Their
move on.
corner's better than yours.
The safeties ain't better than ours. So,
Now you got him there.
yeah.
Okay.
And our linebackers are better.
Warren is.
And our defensive line is better.
Okay.
Running backs and wide receivers and offensive line. They got a better quarterback, though, by this much.
Mike, why you laughing? I'm moving on because you're trying to go.
I didn't do nothing.
You're trying to go to DA. Let me move on to the next game.
The Seahawks got an all-pro corner. Like, come on now. Like they don't exist.
The New York Jets, they go down to Dallas to face the Cowboys. That game is at 4:25 on CBS at AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World. I'm going to take a stab at this. The Jets, being that they don't have their quarterback, and the defense is we talked about how the defense is real serious, but I think Dallas is just a better team. And, of course, we said it before. I don't need to say it again. I think Dallas will get the best of the Jets on this coming Sunday. I'll give it to Dan. Dan, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah. No. I mean, the Jets got a great defense too, but you're asking Zach Wilson to throw the ball and beat that defense because they're not going to be able to run.
Nope.
I really don't see them being able to run, and they're going to have to loosen up that rush with some screens, quick passes. But you're basically, we talk about it all the time. You only want the guy throwing the ball maybe 20, 25 times a game. You're going to have to throw a lot more than that, or you're going to look like Kenny Pickett on Sunday. Three and out.
Spoken like a true Steelers fan over there. Thank you, Dan. Clint, your thoughts on the Jets and the Cowboys?
I'll be interested to see the Jets defense against Dak and see if they could force him into some third and longs and that kind of thing. But I mean, the Jets can't have nice things. So
they ain't got no O-line. They quarterback
they can't have nice things. No good toys for you.
No.
You're right.
Nope.
That's gonna be that's in Dallas.
The game is in Dallas.
Yeah, man.
At least they ain't got to worry about the rain.
Next game. That's some shade right there, boy. Next game.
Wow.
The
Shots fired.
The Sunday night game. Miami visits the New England Patriots. The game's 8:20 on NBC, Gillette Stadium. The Dolphins. Now, let me just talk about this real quick, and it'd be funny. It'd be real good to get Clint your thoughts on this. The Dolphins, they obviously played a good game. Their offense is really good. And I asked Dolphin fans, was it really your offense or was San Diego's defense not that good, or was it bad? Your thoughts?
Why can't the Chargers be better? Just every year.
They don't want to be.
It's the curse of the Marty Schottenheimer. That's what you get for firing like a. But
remember that? Wow. Yeah.
But we're all watching. We're game on Sunday out with one of those big shells on his head to keep himself safe. Because as much as we don't want to, Miami is a contender. If
100%
going down the stairs, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely really, really good with him. Hey, Bill Belichick's going to come after him hard, and if they get to him, every time he goes down, I'll take Miami to win it, but New England they'll be a problem for him. They gave Jalen Hurts all he wanted last week. That defense is good. Yep. That defense will be a problem.
I totally agree. You're absolutely right about can he stay up. I think the last 10 games, he's like 9-1 when he's in the lineup and when he plays.
And Tyreek is unguardable.
Unguardable.
Oh, 100%.
Unguardable.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Once he gets out, go ahead.
his son is at home scared to death. But that's something else. But Tyreek, you can't stop him.
Hey, look, look, the butt whipping his son got was that's what the daddy do sometimes. Boy wasn't listening.
100% agree.
Got to happen, but it did happen quickly though. It's fast. Whatever it was.
Dorian Jr., your thoughts on Miami and the Pats?
It is funny. My pop talking about first before it. Yeah, the butt whip is it. Yeah, I already know that. I used to get my ass whooped all the time, man. But anyway, Miami, they taking it. I just hope Tyreek get it. He's my fantasy god right now. So 44 points last week. That's all I need. All I care about is him getting what he get. If they lose, cool. But I think Miami gonna take it. To be honest, I just hope Tyreek still give me my points because I got money on the line.
I got to put Waddle in. Thanks.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, Dorian Jr. And they got 2 Monday night games.
Why?
I'll give it. I don't know.
They messed up last week and then do it last week.
No. Did you see these 2 teams or 2 games that are playing?
No,
Are we not flexing the games already?
No.
Foolishness, man.
Nah. We won't talk about one game. I don't know why Carolina and the Saints are on Monday night early.
Yeah, that need to be a 1 p.m. game on Sunday.
Yeah. He said 1 p.m. on Monday.
It need to be 12. It need to be 12:45 in the afternoon on Sunday. Get them started a little early.
1 p.m. on. Wow.
But the other game could be intriguing. Dan, I'm gonna give this to you. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. You're I was going to say Pirates. Your Steelers. They're 0-1. Kenny Pickett looked very uncomfortable this past Sunday. Cleveland, they played very, very well, I think. What's your thoughts on this game, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, at 8:15 on this coming Monday?
I don't know, bro. I don't know who's going to show up for this game. Like, Jekyll or Hyde, because they look good at the end of last year. Deontay's got a hamstring injury. He's out for a couple of weeks. Deontay Johnson, Hayward's out for 8 weeks with a groin. We suffered quite a few injuries in that first game against San Francisco to add, a little salt to the wound. Deshaun, he played pretty decent against the Bengals. I mean, this is at not Three Rivers, at Heinz Field. We got a home game. I don't know. We always seem to have Cleveland's number. And as long as Garrett's not swinging helmets at our quarterback, I think we could take this.
Leave it to Dan.
Forgot all about that one. Go ahead.
Always throw some shade, boy. I tell you. Clint, your thoughts on the Steelers and the Browns game, man?
Well, the Browns did look good. That defense,
for sure.
If the Browns can run the football, they can't run the football. What is going to be a problem for Deshaun? He will get after him. And my concern for the Steelers this week, and DA will appreciate, week after you play the Niners, you struggle because they beat you up physically. And so I worry about that for Pittsburgh from a standpoint of they got physically pushed around last week. Take something out of them for it'll be interesting to see though. Didn't have to do that much last week. I want to see if he looks more comfortable this year. TJ Watt could make him. Will he need a massage after the game? I don't know, but anything's possible is what I'm saying. I would probably to steal one just because I think the Steelers will be a little beat up.
Clint, he always needs a massage.
That's true.
And he always has someone to call.
With Bob Kraft, but he doesn't go with Bob Kraft because he can't go to those places.
No.
Down south.
No. Yeah, Bob Kraft is things a little bit on his.
Jupiter, Florida.
He got it good. Now Bob Kraft said, "Listen, man, those are mine."
See,
he got people, man. He got people.
He said, "Brother, you got to get your own." So you got to get your own, man. So.
Oh man, this has been this has been a really great show, man. Let me get before we end it right there. Dorian Jr., your thoughts on this game real quick, and then we'll jump into one other thing, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Sorry, give me 1 sec.
Oh, can you hear us? Oh,
Yeah, nah, just jump to somebody else real quick. Give me 1 sec, bro.
so as he going along, as he disappeared on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he disappeared on me. I don't know how this VLAC. Shout out to all those that's watching on YouTube and all those that's watching on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everybody that's watching and under the sound of voice. Oh, he said that. Okay, sorry about that. That's watching. Appreciate you going there. VLAC said in the comments about, I don't know. He said that every team gets Monday night game, right? I don't know. I thought it was a Thursday night game everybody gets, but I don't know about Monday nights. I thought, yeah, Thursday nights, because that's why we have all the Thursday night games, but I didn't know Monday nights was privy to that. Does anybody on the panel can?
No, we don't. No, I don't believe that's true.
Yeah,
Because
I don't think that's
I
true.
think popular teams
Thursday.
get 2 or 3 games. They may get 2. I remember one year, Dallas was on Monday night 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So
Like Buffalo was on, like they were always on Monday now. I don't know why, but yeah, Buffalo is always on Monday.
Well, Kev, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out why is there. And I don't know. I haven't heard nothing, but there's 2. So we got doubleheader this week coming up this Monday, and there's a doubleheader next weekend. Next week.
Ain't nobody
too.
gonna watch that crap, man.
So
Wow, who playing that?
next week, the week of the week 3. You got. Hold on 1 second.
LA
You
and
got-
the Bengals.
You got Philadelphia, and Tampa Bay, and Los Angeles and Cincinnati in week 3.
Damn it, we play
That's
Sunday
Saturday.
night.
Yeah, so that's a doubleheader on Monday night also, week 3. So I don't know if it's something happened or is it because are they
It
going
might
to
be the offset of that new game that they
okay
added to the season. So
okay
might just
and
be
it's
an
and it's
offset.
starting in London, right?
Sorry about
And
that,
they
Phil.
going to London also pretty soon,
Yeah, somebody's going to London.
yeah,
so it could be that. I don't know.
who knows, man? Who knows
It's
with this?
foolishness.
But hey, great show tonight, man. We have run out of time, man. Shout out, man, and let me get my. I thought I had my applause ready here. No, I don't have my.
Thank you,
applause.
brother Clint, man. Thank you,
Yeah.
man, so much,
Yes.
man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having me. Very welcoming. Good to meet everybody and hang out and talk sports.
Same here.
Always fun to talk sports. So yeah, I'm up for that whenever.
Yeah,
Man, thank you, man, and we absolutely will have you back, man. Clint, his show is on every Wednesday, right? You stream on YouTube, correct?
We do. We post it every week, and usually the one on YouTube is a little bit shorter. We give you a little sneak up on anywhere podcasts are out there. Yep, we will.
Gotcha.
We'll be breaking down. This next week we're going to rankings MLB and college football and NFL, and then we've got a doctor to come in on about the things. So yeah, stop by the Dose whenever you get a chance.
Oh yeah, I'll be there because I want to hear what the doctor has to say.
Yes, and you said that's in 2 weeks, correct?
That is correct. So
That's in 2 weeks. So y'all out there,
let's hope he didn't try to make me take my clothes off or something. Because I'm sick of my doctor.
Whoa.
Pause.
Got enough.
Listen, hey everyone, but listen,
It's a COVID test.
folks, just check in on that show if you want to know and get some information about, when you see guys getting hurt, soft tissue injuries, and the turf as opposed to the grass, and what the difference is. I know there's a difference. I can't exactly tell you why, but I do know it's a difference.
Gotcha. Thank you, DA. Let me go around the panel here, man. It's so great to have everybody here tonight. Almost full. About to say we're full here, but we're missing one of the team members. Pardon shots. I give it to Dan. Dan, what you got for us tonight as we go on out of here?
Great show, everybody. Thanks for coming, Clint. Enjoyed it. Shout out to Easy E, the angry one, and D-Dub might be on to something here. Minnesota's up 7-3. But yeah, great show. Good to see everybody again.
Gotcha. Thank you, Dan. D-Dub, what you got for us, bro, as we going out of here?
Yo, man, great show, man. Appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate everybody watching on all the channels that we are broadcasting from. Clint, appreciate you coming through. Definitely enjoyed talking sports, and hopefully we could, forge this relationship and do other things. Great night. Good night.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Mike Mills, what you got for us, my brother?
Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to E. Shout out to our guest Clint. Shout out to everybody watching. And tough times don't last, tough people do. So I felt that on my spirit. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. So tough times don't last, tough people do.
There you go.
Quote of the day. That's right, Mike Millie. Hit him.
Appreciate that. Dorian Jr., what you got for us, bro?
Now I just want to, thank you guys for letting me on again. Clint, thank you for, pulling up on us, giving us some insight that we may have had, may not had. So I really appreciate that. And, I'm looking forward just, to next week. I want to see what these scores are so we can talk some trash next week. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that. So, but appreciate everybody that's watching.
Gotcha. DA, what you got for us, bro?
Clint, thanks for coming, man. I'm definitely gonna get on your whatever you're on your podcast to listen, man. Had a great time. Everyone be safe. Take care of yourselves. All right. And E, we miss you, brother. Wait for you to get back. And that's it, man. Everyone else be safe, man. All right, don't work too hard because they'll make you work harder.
I don't have nothing too tough. I'm just grateful to be here. Thank all those that was watching on YouTube. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook. I think we're connected to Twitch. Is that right, Mike? We're connected to Twitch.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Sorry, Twitch fans. Maybe we'll get you on the counter run. Shout out to those in the comments. Shout out to VLAP. Shout out to Debbie who's watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. The Angry One. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. All those in Facebook, and not last but not least, my main man Clint. Thank you so much, my brother. Like I said, we met on the pod match thing, and I don't want to call it a thing, but it's pod matches. Basically, you go in there and see who you can hook up with as far as collaborating and stuff like that. And I sent Clint a message, and he sent one back, and he said, "Hey, let's do it." And sure enough, we were supposed to do it last week. We got my signals mixed up, but Clint was partying and hanging out in Vegas. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
Comes right home with
man,
you.
But
hey, thank you for having me on. Genuinely appreciate it. Genuinely appreciate the time and being able to come on and talk sports with you guys. Hey, college game day this weekend. Let's hope those hippies up in Boulder don't burn that place down, but it's happening.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
McAfee's in town.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, back if you
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So everybody high.
Yeah. A lot of smells.
Oh, game day.
I'll be able to smell it from South Denver.
There
Hey,
you go.
hey man, where my man Lee Corso? Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get Lee.
He always high. He been high.
I was going to say, Lee don't need any more. You got to cut Lee off.
Yeah, they don't need. Yeah, Lee was a hippie. So,
As you
He
say,
been high
Afro
since
man
the 60s.
playing.
Shout out to Lee.
They had the Afro. Yeah, you remember that picture back in the days? Yeah, man.
Cause I got high.
Yeah.
Before the show goes off the rails, man, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Horn, host and moderator for Dan, our hockey dude, Daryl D-Del Warren, for the DA, Dorian Jr., Mike Mills, James Eric in his absence. For all those out there in YouTube, our special guest tonight, our main man, my main man, Clint Daly of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast. Make sure you check them out, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all be good, be blessed, have a great weekend. Hey, we see you Monday on 4th and Short, where we go over the Sunday games on the NFL. Y'all be good. Peace.
What about Sunday for?